Hello everyone and welcome to my very first video. My name is Pablo and today I want to really provide value uh, because for me the fitness journey has been something I have been there a long time, right? And I have learned many things, but today I want to break down to you what are my six most important lessons. I will keep it simple, but I will explain them in detail so that you know how to make gym something that is not boring, something that is fun, keep growth up, keep intensity up, and have fun while doing so. So, watch the end and hope you enjoy it. I'm Pablo. I'm from Malaga, from Spain. But currently, for a long time, I have been living in Germany. I have been living here for 6 years, so quite a while. And yeah, maybe you're wondering why I don't talk in German or in Spain. Yeah, English has been my main language in Munich. I live in Munich, in Germany, for these 6 years that I got used to talk in English on a daily basis, and the content I consume, I read, and I write everything in English. So that's why I'm recording in English, and also with intention that this reach to more people and it helps to more people. And that's the purpose of today's video. Even if it is the first, I want to put some value out there. How it's difficult to know what to talk in a video. So my criteria for choosing the topic was that everyone is good at something, right? And you can detect what you are good at by are you getting asked questions and tips from people in a certain topic? If yes, maybe that's something that you can talk about, or maybe that's something that you're good at and you can help people. So that was my criteria. I get asked many times about fitness and nutrition overall, so that's what I'm going to share today. And especially I get asked most, I think, because I'm an engineer. I studied engineering in Spain, then I moved here, did my master's, and I work now in a big company, office 9 to 5. But yeah, it's quite demanding, right? There's a lot of topics, many projects, and so on. So it's difficult to balance with this kind of jobs at office, to have a good shape, to have time for fitness, for good nutrition, and keep both at a good level. Your career, your work, and also the area of health and fitness is difficult to maintain both at the same time. So I do it. And fitness has been always my priority, and I found a balance, we can say. I found a way to keep both at a really good shape, right? Doing many things at work with many projects, doing well, and also fitness is something that is really high priority, and health. So this is something that is going really well, and I feel now that I'm in a really good shape. And that's why I want to talk about this, because I think I can help some people here. So okay, first topic, and it's the question that I get asked the most, is how to even get started. How to even get started and have some kind of routine and make sure that you don't give up in the first 2 months. Okay, now there is so much information out there, so many videos, so many content, so much tips, tricks, workouts, and so on. One of the factors that I think makes it difficult to get started is the overwhelming amount of information that makes it difficult to choose what to do, and make people, even if there is so much content and information out there, it makes people a bit confused on how to even start. And the key thing, and I want to really give you the tips in a way that is really simple, and I want to give you just key concept for each phase and journey that you will have in the gym, right? So you can keep these key concepts really simple that makes your life a bit easier. So in the first 2-3 months, the only thing you have to worry is to go to the gym. Do not worry so much about the workout that you will do. Do not worry so much about the routine that you will choose, that the muscles and so on. Worry about being consistent. So consistency is the first key topic. That's it. So first 3 months, focus that you go at least 2 to 3 times to the gym. That's the only thing, highest priority that you have to do, right? Once you have been there in the gym 3, 4, 5 months, then that will teach you enough to go to the next phase. Not the videos, not the training routines and so on. The fact that you have been there for more than 2-3 months will teach you all the necessary steps to go to the next phase. So your priority is to stay consistent. Make your workouts, put the intensity, make it in a way that you ensure that you will go. That's it. So consistency is one of the main topics. I've seen so many people that join with me for training and so on, but at the end they jump out, or they get overwhelmed, or they don't see results first and so on. So don't worry about the results. Don't worry about some routines. You will explore and you will go the next 3 months, and that's it. So consistency is the first phase. If you are there, good news. Then the next phase is where you will see the majority of progress, because in this last 3 months, 2 months, you have explored yourself, you have trained here and there, meaning that you have built some kind of foundations. There's so many workouts to get started, and make sure that you don't get an injury and so on. That you will have, but it comes only by going. But then after 3 months going, and I know this because I have been 10 years training. Since I was 16, I have been training. So 8 years. It has been many years training, right? So I know what I'm talking about. I have seen many people come and go and quit and so on. So that's why I'm giving you these tips, because I know how difficult it is to get started, right? And so consistency first, and then what comes in the next phase is your weakest point. So your weakest point. What do I mean by this? So I heard this analogy that a chain is as strong as its weakest point. And it actually really resonated in my mind, right? Because for a long time I was doing workouts and so on without knowing what to prioritize. But then that really clicked in, the light bulb. It really gave me so much clarity on, okay, actually, I should work in my weakest part. Like a chain, the body will be as strong as your weakest part. So that's the best thumb rule to prioritize your workouts. Let's say that you start in the gym and you really have really tiny and thin arms. Then and it has been bothering you for a long time, that you can prioritize first the workouts on the arms, right? You can strengthen them, you can do shoulders, chest, everything, right? Of course, never forget the foundations, train the whole body, but now your way to prioritize. What is your weakest part? In my case, I did this mistake, and that's why I'm talking about this, because when I got started, and I think this is a common mistake, I was training just the upper part, and then I was not even thinking about the legs, not even thinking for the first 4 years and so on, chest, triceps, shoulders and so on, because of course you start and you also want to look good, you really focus about the how the shirt will fit, six-pack and so on. That's all right. But if I would have trained the whole body and also the legs and so on, it would have been so much better for me to lay out the foundations of the whole body. Now, for example, I really need to train the legs because I didn't train them so much back in the day, and I have been prioritizing by this thumb rule. What is my weakest point? So that's the thing. That's what I recommend you. Once you have been there 3 months, consistency, then you go to your weakest point. You will put more effort, you will put more workouts, you will learn more about what is your weakest point and how to strengthen that weakest point. And the content is there. There is so many workouts for each and every part of the body. I'm just telling you what can be your guiding questions, so that you find what you need in the point you need it. So that's my thumb rule for me, and something that I think can be valuable for you. All right, so you got this efficiency at the beginning. Then now you prioritize your weakest point. Of course, train the whole body, but putting more time, more workouts, and more learning into your weakest part. Then you go to the next phase, and it's something that's really important. It's correlated with consistency, because what happens is, at the beginning you will train a bit more, you are really enthusiastic with starting the gym and so on. Maybe you do workouts of 2 hours, 3 hours, you are really into the mood of training a lot. That happens. However, if you want to stay consistent for a long time, then you need to achieve efficiency. And what I mean by this in the context of gym is, your workouts cannot be 2 hours, and if you go, you don't have to go that many times. I go to the gym 3 times per week, or 2 times sometimes. But if you go 2 to 3 times, you need to make it efficient, because you need to prepare the whole thing and so on. So my workouts now, they don't last more than 45 minutes. So, and that has ensured that I don't have to sacrifice nothing else in the different areas of my life. And that has been great. It allows me to keep the workouts, keep training, stay in shape, but also having so much time for everything else. So keep that efficiency up, and good news, efficiency will come alone. You don't need to search how to be more efficient. No, you do, and then you learn. And by learning, you get more efficient. Because as any other endeavor, as any other activity, the more you do it, the more efficient you get. You don't even have to think sometimes, for example, everything around the gym, doing the backpack, doing the meals, preparing everything, the water and so on. I do it like without thinking, in the night prior or the morning, so it's kind of like, automatic, it's internalized. And that's great. So efficiency will come along, but be sure that you don't overextend so much the workouts, because if you start to sacrifice other areas in your life, it gets unbalanced, and then you want to keep all important areas of your life with the time they deserve: family, work, pleasure time, relax, nature, right? So sorry for that. There was some technical issues. So I was at finishing with efficiency. So as mentioned, efficiency is one of the most important topic, and it helps you to stay consistent. If you don't get efficient over time, then you will give up because it's too much sacrifice. Then the next topic that I wanted to mention, and it's a common mistake, it also happened to me: intensity. So we got efficiency, and now the next step is intensity. But they go related, extremely related. Why? Because intensity is a really important thing. It is really easy, and it happened to me, that I get used to my workouts and I get better and more time efficient. They last less, they also take less of my effort, which some days is nice. However, it's so easy to see this decrease on the effort and on the intensity that you put. It's almost something automatic, that by having the normal routine and so on, then you start to make less and less, right? So I mean less to put really more intensity, right? To how do you put intensity? Maybe this is the next question. How, for me, the question is answered by, okay, how can I keep improving? And how I can make my workouts not easy. So the goal is they shouldn't be easy. So first, if you're lifting weights, what I will do is, it's obvious, you keep adding more weight each time you train, right? Or at least that's the goal, right? You can stay in the same weeks for the same weight, but the long run, every month you should have increased in some weight depending on the area. That's one of the goals. You either increase the weight, you increase the repetitions, things like that, right? So you stay sure that you don't keep stagnant, right? Because otherwise, you're not getting the most of your workouts. And you don't want that, right? You're trying to be efficient, but you also don't want to lose and to not have any kind of progress in the workouts, because that's why you're making the time in the first place. So this is one of the goals, to keep the intensity up together with efficiency. And then as well, how can I keep my intensity if what I like is running? Well, for me is, I don't like so much running, but what I do is in each warm-up, what I will do is always 3 hits. So I do a sprint, then I rest for 1 minute, then another sprint, and another resting, and another sprint. So here, what I ensure is that I'm out of my comfort zone, right? So I try to run as fast as I can, and that keep me really up during the rest of the workout. So I'm pushing a bit my limit in my cardio just by having these sprints. So it's something easy. It takes me less than 7 minutes, right? How you can keep intensity, as mentioned, weights, repetitions. And for me, there is another important factor is novelty, right? And you should explore new workouts time to time. If you keep doing the same thing, then you fall into the routine. So for example, me now, I've been trying many different workouts and so on, mainly weight routine, lifting weights. But now something that I'm really into is kettlebells, right? Because I realized that it really keeps my equilibrium and improves it. Muscles that, I didn't even knew that existed with normal training, and training them, right? And discovering again new weakest points. So this goes to improve your weakest point, because if you change the workout, then you can discover new things that you can improve and improve them. So that's in the first place. If you always stay with the same routine, then you will ensure that you will fall into the being stagnant, right, and reaching plateau. So I'm not saying that you have to change the workout each and every month. Not at all. But if over you have been training the same workout for 3 months, 6 months, then maybe it's time to try something new. Because one thing that ensures the novelty is that the trainings are not as boring. They are more fun. You discover new exercises. For example, with the kettlebells, you don't have to be good at, and you won't be good at the beginning. I'm really bad with the swing, right? I mean, now practicing and so on, I'm practicing the technique, but by stepping into a new domain, I have more fun, because something I haven't tried before, and something that I discovering new exercise to master, muscles that I could enhance and I never noticed before, or techniques that I really want to have. So that's one of the things. Ensure that novelty is there time to time, and that will also ensure that you stay consistent, because it will remove the boredom of the gym, right? Gyms, especially if you train alone, they can they can get a bit boring and repetitive. But if you keep exploring different workouts and different techniques and different styles, then you will remove this boredom. And then one of the last point and the last concept that is really important for me, and it will also ensure that there is no boredom and you break your limit as well, is train with your friends. It's fine to train alone. I train alone. I love it. It's kind of like my me time, right? I train alone, put my music, process my thoughts while I train, and I can say it's even therapeutical, right? Yeah, that's fine, right? But what happens is when you have been training alone for a long time, you tend, without realizing, to put in your own limits, kind of, and again, following this a bit of routine and so on. What is really amazing about training with a friend is I don't know why, I really don't know why, but you really gain like a hidden strength that you didn't know that you had. For example, I talk from my experience recently. I was training I go a lot to Malaga, to Spain, to visit my friends back home, and every time I go there, I try to have a workout with each of them in different gyms. And this day especially, I trained with a good friend, and we started to do bench press, classic exercises, and then I put some plates, kind of my max. I thought it was my max, and then I put them, and then I did, right? But then he came really comfortable, and he put like another really big plates on top, like I think it was 10 each side. I'm like, it was amazing, you know. I thought they were like I was also reaching his limit, no, but not at all, right? And he did it easy and so on. Okay, it's like, now your turn. I'm like, okay, this you know, this, I cannot now pull back, right? So I did it, and I was surprised. It's like, why I was not doing this weight before? So that's the thing. You fall into this nice cycle of mini competition, a healthy one, right? In which you try to, keep it up with the level that your partner is training with, and then you start to break limits that you yourself impose just by training alone for a long time. So that's something really amazing that I really recommend. You don't have to do it every workout. Do it like, I don't know, every 1 month, every 2 months. I will try to work out with a friend, and then I will break those limits that I'm talking about, right? So that's something that I also recommend, and this is my last tip. And yeah, remember a few key concepts: consistency at the beginning, then focus and learn about your weakest points, how to improve them. So remember, a chain is as strong as its weakest point. Then the third is efficiency. Keeps your workout efficient, so you don't sacrifice things of other areas of your life. Then intensity. Make it efficient, but do not have easy trainings. They don't work as you want. You need progress, you need intensity. And then fifth is novelty. You make your workouts novel. You explore parts and exercises that you have never done before. That will help you to move the needle. And last is have a workout with friends, time to time. That will help to break out your limits. With that, I say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the first video of my channel, and I also hope that I help you saw some value in this first video. That's it for today. Ciao.